We are in southeastern Utah and love it here. It is so beautiful. And if you saw our last video, you know we've been to the Blue Mountain RV Park in Blanding, Utah, and we're still there for 1 month. And we're using that as our home base to be able to go out and see all the beautiful things in this area. And so that's what we want to bring you on this video.
Hi folks, we are the Redhead and the Preacher, and I'll leave it up to you to decide which one is the Redhead. We are full-time RVers from Dallas, Texas, and we are in the first month of our 5-month summer trip that we want to show you some of the beautiful scenes. We're currently standing in the Valley of Gods. We'll have pictures from here and the other places of our day trips, but you need to subscribe so you'll be notified of all of our latest videos. So let's go and get started.
Butler Wash Ruins is about 20 minutes from our RV park in Blanding, Utah. It's a great little hike, 1 mile round trip, and I always think that the best part of a hike is getting there. And as you can see, it was just nice terrain that we went over, and plus going over solid rock. The ancient Puebloans that lived here was in 1200 AD. It's a beautiful hike. I think you would really enjoy it. Very easy. In the spring, beautiful wildflowers. And there are benches all along the way if you get tired.
We left the Butler Wash Ruins for a 20-minute drive to the Natural Bridges National Monument. But the views of the Blue Mountains were so spectacular, we wanted to show those to you one more time. Arriving at the Natural Bridges National Monument, to drive the 8-mile loop to see the 3 natural bridges. The first one we came to was the Sipapu Bridge. It is the second largest in the world. It spans 268 feet and it's 220 feet high. We took just a short hike from the parking lot to the overlook, and Linda was able to take these incredibly beautiful pictures of this bridge.
I agree, Bruce. The views from everywhere in this park were amazing. Our next stop was Horse Collar Ruins Trail, a beautiful, easy trail from the parking lot. You have views down into the canyon like this, and at the end of the trail is ancient Puebloan ruins that dated back to 1200 AD. You can't walk down to the ruins, but you can see them from the end of the trail. The Awajum O Bridge is the second bridge on the loop trail. It is the most difficult to see because of all the vegetation and the trees that are growing under the bridge in this location. And the third bridge that we came to was the Kachina Bridge. Again, you just walk to it from the parking lot and have a nice overlook. There's Bruce walking up the trail. We decided to walk down to the base of this. It is a 1.5 mile trip, a beautiful view, but it was very difficult. I did not think I was going to make it back up from this hike.
Bears Ears is a 1.35 million acre national monument. There's the ears in the background. I have a feeling Linda put the bear in the foreground. It is Indian tribal ground and has many of the Puebloan ruins.
Newspaper Rock is a really interesting archaeological site that is located just outside of the entrance to the Canyonlands National Park. It is one of the largest petroglyph sites that we have ever seen on the side of this rock. It is very interesting.
Leaving Newspaper Rock, we drove on to Canyonlands. It is about 1 hour north of Blanding. It is a beautiful landscape in the desert, carved out by the Colorado and the Green River. In the upper part of this picture, you can see the wooden shoe. We did walk the trail at Pothole Point Trail. It's called that because it has potholes and water gathers in it. Each of those potholes has its own ecosystem. And there's one of the hikers that was doing it, my lovely wife. We went to the end of the trail, and this is what it looks like, and you turn around here and go back the same way that you came into the park for all of the beautiful scenery. It's a beautiful morning. We've driven about 30 minutes from our RV park, and we are in Muley Canyon. getting ready to start a 1.25 mile walk each way to House on Fire Ruins. They say the best time to get there is late morning, so we are right on schedule, and we'll show you some beautiful pictures. The path for this hike is well marked, and I would say is a moderate hike. We walked along this trail the whole way except for a couple of switchbacks across the dry creek bed. Once we arrived, these folks were already there and in place. Late morning is the best time to get there, and they were waiting for that special moment. The moment is when the sun hits the canyon in just the right way. It gives the appearance that the rocks above the ruins are on fire, and hence the name House on Fire Ruins. While we were waiting for that special moment, I took a look around for a couple of other things and had a nice little hike back into the rocks and was able to find 4 handprints that we were told to look at. It's a great hike.
Cave Tower Ruins is about 20 minutes from our RV park in Blanding. You come up to a gate, unlock the gate, and go in and drive about 1/2 mile, and then have a hike of about 1 mile in and out. It's not the easiest of walking on big rocks, but it's a lovely example of 13th century AD Pueblo and ruins of a tower on each side of a canyon that was just really nice. It was a nice walk. Valley of the Gods is about 45 minutes south of Blanding. It's very similar to Monument Valley, only Valley of the Gods is free to get into and the other is $20. This is Woman in a Tub. I think it's pretty easy to see. Bruce and I had so much fun as we drove through the park, the 16 miles on a loop, of trying to figure out each of the formations. They give you the names, but we're not sure where they are. That was Battleship. And the next one is Sailors in a Boat. But the road is gravel and dirt. Some places pretty easy and other places kind of bad. But it was a wonderful day. We really enjoyed our time there. Gooseneck State Park is located just outside the entrance to Valley of the Gods, so it's a must-see when you're in the area. That is the San Juan River down there meandering around the Gooseneck. It goes about 6 miles that way, but it only advances a little over 1.5 miles, and the San Juan ends up in Lake Powell. There's nice picnic tables, bathrooms, and it costs $5 to get into the state park.
Moki Dugway is just outside of the Valley of the Gods. It is a graded dirt switchback road literally carved into the face of the cliff. It takes you 1,200 feet above the valley and gives you some of the most breathtaking views of Utah's most beautiful sights. Here's the road that you could see below and that we came up. Linda and I made it all the way to the top. We wanted to take our picture. We thought there should have been a t-shirt that said, "I made it."
When you arrive at the top of Moki Dugway, turn to the left and it will be a 14-mile gravel road to Muley Point, which National Geographic Adventure magazine said was one of the top 50 places in the United States of most interesting views. You can see Gooseneck State Park from here, and the vistas were just spectacular in every direction that you looked. A beautiful area that not many people go to. Arches National Park is about an 1.5-hour drive north of Blanding, and it's a beautiful park filled with red sandstone arches carved out, and so many hikes that you can take. And the most popular of all the arches is Delicate Arch, of course. And Bruce and I hiked up about halfway, and that was about as far as I can go, but it's a wonderful day trip. One of the things that I really enjoyed so much while we were here was the blooming cactus. If you like cactus, come in May. That's when they're all blooming in so many different colors. It was very, very special. I hope you've enjoyed our video on Southeast Utah and day trips that you can take. There's just so many things to see and do in this area. You'll never run out of things to do. One of the things that was the most surprising, I think, to me was it seems like in every canyon we would drive up to, there were Indian ruins, and they were so interesting. We really enjoyed that.
We have enjoyed our time here, and this is the area of Utah called Canyonlands, and I want you to know it's full of canyons. We're standing on the edge of a canyon right now, and you can see directly behind us are the Indian ruins that Linda was talking about. This is called the Five Kiva area. So it's been a beautiful time, lots of things to see. You may want to come to this part of the state of Utah. Hey, just want to remind you to subscribe so you'll have notifications about all of our summer videos. We love you all and thank you, and just want to say God bless you, and remember, may God bless America.